Hi, welcome to the Bentleigh Report. It is March 2025. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Leon Guzenfitter.
You are indeed Mr. Bentley, if you don't mind, if I could call you that just for the moment.
You often do call me that.
I do often, because you are Mr. Bentley. You're
Yeah.
in that Centre Road office, pumping away those sales, speaking to people, getting involved in the community, doing deals, listing, selling, managing a team. Basically, a pretty busy guy.
Well, I am pretty busy. Even getting to with the community straight off the bat. I had a great message this morning from a couple of guys, parents at the Ormond Junior Footy Club that we got the coffee van out to during the weekend to pour coffees. It was pretty cold and wet on Sunday, and just things like that. We love being involved with the community and giving a little bit back. And it's always sort of. I'm fascinated as to when I hear people asking for assistance, and a lot of our competitors is a flat out no, whereas we're always trying to find a way to say yes.
Yes is what we want to be doing, but they talk about, for those that grew up with American TV, they talked about the mailman will go in rain, hail or snow, will always go out, or sun, and it's a bit like that with the coffee van, by the way.
Yeah.
You mentioned that, but I mean, on Saturday they had like 40 degrees, and then on Sunday it was raining, so they've gone from being steaming hot, even having some challenges with some of the equipment and the coffee machine, to then on Sunday being rained on with ponchos. But the real estate agent's got to do the same, don't we? We've got to get out there no matter what the conditions, and thankfully we love it.
Yeah. And the conditions are better this year, Gary. And if you're not talking about weather, I think we'll be back onto the real estate. The market definitely seems to be better in Q1 2025 than what we left in Q4 2024.
No question, and we picked that up pretty early, didn't we, Leon? As soon as we started opening properties, we always do comparisons and like for like, and how was it compared to the same time? And no question at all that there's a lot more people started to look this year than started to look last year, then finished looking last year.
Definitely, the end of the mood. The end of the year last year, the mood was very much buy market, very hard to get a buy at a lot of properties, averaging 4 or 5 people in open across the year in November, December, and we start out straight away double digits, 10, 12, 14, and just I think the vibe even before the first interest rate cut, where there was a thought or almost certainty there would have been an interest rate cut, started aligning a bit of more positivity and a bit of urgency for the buyers to say, hey, we're probably at the bottom. It's probably time to buy if we can afford it.
And we all think that too. We all think there's a good reason for buyers to be motivated. It seems like a lot of people, they're not really experiencing huge FOMO. I don't think they're jumping in desperate to have to buy something right this minute. They'll buy and pay for what they consider to be value. But there seems to be a lot of this sort of second layer of buyers that are just getting ready. And it feels like that second buyer ready group, it's almost like the start of a race. You're going to cut the ribbon and they're all going to start running into the marketplace pretty soon. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There's been some great results, and there's been some really competitive auctions. And there are some things, I mean, again, Bentleigh and surrounds, Bentleigh, McKinnon, Ormond, were always considered good areas and solid areas. But now we've got this kind of, if I could be a bit crude, it's almost like sexy real estate. We've got some beautiful, magnificent, sort of Hollywood Hill styles homes. There's some beautiful houses. There's some magnificent homes. We now $3 million is no big deal anymore. And $4 million is approaching and looming. We're seeing some great and exciting homes, some great results. And just to bring people up to the mark a little bit, we'll run through some of our sales when we can in just a moment or two. But footy season's also started, and it hasn't been too kind to our teams, let's face it.
No, it hasn't, and I think not much will change. The real estate market will hopefully change a lot more this year. Then it's likely that my football team, the mighty Bombers, will do anything, and at least they'll save me another year of finals tickets.
Well, the Bombers look like they're bombing, and the Blues are giving me the Blues, so we haven't got a lot of joy there between us. But we don't even. It's very even. We don't get to pick on each other, do we?
That's right.
Which so often is the case, where one club fires and the other one doesn't. But we haven't got any of that such joy. Vine Court, Bentleigh East is a great address. Tell us a bit about that sale, Leon.
Yeah, one of the first auctions that we had in this year, and very entry level, back into the McKinnon Secondary School zone, one of 2 on the block. A modern townhouse that was designed by our vendor, who's an architect, and shout out to our vendor and thank you for the opportunity. And really competitive, beautifully presented. Owners wanted to sell as part of their sort of retirement planning. It was very popular, well over 100 groups through, 5 people competed, and just managed to hit the 1.5 mark, selling just over 1.501.
Now, Warwick Street, the price is undisclosed, but I had the auction honours there. It was good to see you and the team there. Now, that was a very, very fiery auction. I guess, a unique property, because not many properties that are house house
Like freestanding,
homes,
yeah.
freestanding,
Yeah.
but on compact blocks.
Yeah.
And that was just very, very popular. It had been in the same family for some time, but a lot of people competed for that. I think we had 7 or 8 bidders.
Yeah, we had a number of bidders, and we had like 230 groups through the place because it's uniqueness. Now, the price is not disclosed for the internet. They just didn't want the internet, but we can say it sold for, I think, 932,500 off the top of my head. And it was, really unique opportunity for someone to get into a completely detached, no body corporate, no common land into Bentleigh East. And I'm sure those buyers are really happy and they'll do well there.
Yeah, they will, and it was popular, and it's always the same. And I said it at the auction, when there's a property that is popular at auction now, you can be sure that when it comes to be sold, you pay a bit more now, but you'll get a bit more later. Lahona Avenue, Bentleigh East, good address.
Yeah, absolutely, and a great development. Shout out to Living Green Constructions, who've given us the opportunity to represent them. Beautiful townhouse, like right at the upper end of the spec that we'll get in the Bentleigh East, Bentleigh area, which we've already mentioned has risen as a minimum. Had a couple bidders, a Thursday night twilight auction success.
We love them.
Sold well to a young couple that's going to start their family here, and for anyone that inspected that property or is looking for something of that quality, there's no fear, because the other half of that development at 12 Rowan Avenue in Bentleigh East is actually on the market now. We're probably standing in front of it. And again, high quality development. I like the fact it's on a corner block and the uniqueness of it not being a normal side by side with a type development where it's got its own frontage. This one has a double lock-up garage, which for me is a big deal because I love my cars. 12 Rowan Avenue is the other half of 52 Lahona.
So jump on that one, because Lahona's gone, but Rowan's here. So and Glenmore Street's also gone. Tell us a bit about that. Another lovely town residence.
Yeah, beautiful townhouse, and Frontier Building Group do a lot of work in this area, and they're very unique. When we sell for them, people sort of ask, do you have anything else in the area? Because I've got somebody else in my family that wants to buy. They really seem to have drawn the attention of a lot of buyers of just probably the way they hand it over and the quality. This completes the set. So we sold 7A in December last year and sold 7B this year. That's correct. We sold 7A last year, 7B this year, and probably a sign of the market. We passed 7A in. We had a bidder from interstate that wasn't quite ready at the end of last year, and they did come to the party, as they said they would, a few days after when their sale was finalised in Queensland. But this time we sold before auction with 2 bidders, both making written offers over the vendor's reserve and over the price of next door. So again, just a 2-month difference and a clear turnaround where, same location, same development, same quality, hard to get a buy, but got there to 2 buyers over the price, both competing for it.
It's a real tale of 2 markets almost, isn't it, for a very similar product. We do a lot in Bentleigh East, McKinnon, Ormond, but we're also very active in East Brighton, across all of our offices, but particularly you, seemingly. And Montgomery Street, Brighton East, was a very popular sale. I know you weren't hands on that one, but tell us a bit about it anyway.
Yeah, well over
you've sold in that block.
Yeah, well over 100 groups through that property. Matt Morley and his team did a great job handling it. Very popular, very old style, no referral auction on the market, and sold with multiple bidders. So that pocket that borders Thomas Street, Nepean Highway and Centre Road, that triangle, we're really loving that position now. I think we've probably numbers-wise selling the most in that pocket, it's a perfect segue between our sort of dominance in South Caulfield and Elsternwick area, and now the momentum we're getting from Bentleigh.
And the Bayside on the other side, which is so we're attacking it from all sides.
We are,
which is very exciting, and leads us into the property in Mackie Grove, which has been in the same family for a very, very long time. I was at the auction there on Saturday, which was passed in but immediately sold afterwards. And a beautiful home, and congratulations to the vendor, who was very emotional detachment from that property, because they've been involved with it for I think something like 60 years or 50 or 60 years.
And they did a beautiful renovation of that property. And just a little bit how our office works, whilst I didn't personally handle it, neither did Vanessa McGlynn from our office in Bentleigh, but she did work with a buyer, and she told me the buyer that bought that place, and Vanessa's had a few roles with us in rentals and now in sales. It's her 3rd year in sales, but it was the first open she ever did in sales, well over 2 years ago, where she met this family, understood their brief, and told them about this property. I saw a lovely message from that family that they sent to Vanessa saying, we absolutely would not have looked at that house in that pocket if you did not tell us you've made our sort of dreams come true. It was a really lovely message, and working in a cooperatively competitive environment like we do within our offices, I think really does make a big difference.
It is unique. It makes a difference to buyers and sellers. 25 Charles Street was another great twilight auction.
It
One of my
was.
old school colleagues, who I haven't seen for many years, but I know you met on the journey of her buying and selling, or her
Yes.
and his and her buying and selling journey, and you've sold them out of the home that they loved for many years.
We did, and a really lovely couple, and shout out to them if they're watching, really good to deal with. And just to show your age, Gary, it might have been your old school colleague.
Yes.
But the husband was the teacher of that works in our office. So that probably just gives you a bit of an understanding of the age discrepancy from youngest to eldest in our organisation,
Yes,
or to yourself anyway.
Maybe we'll stay away from that. Anyway, it was very popular, well sought after.
a great auction,
And was
very
sold,
good.
I think the price is disclosed, if I'm not mistaken. It's
2365,
It is,
yeah,
yeah,
2,365. And yeah, I think we had 4 bidders, and I know we had 2 there that sort of got away from that, didn't have a chance to even
couldn't
compete.
get involved.
Yeah.
We'll finish off our little summary of sales back in Brighton East in Clinton Street this time, which is a great spot.
Yeah, good little pocket there with a dead end street. We sold it before auction. Not a
Cul-de-sac, we call it.
Cul-de-sac, yeah.
I got in trouble because of dead end street, because I've always called it a dead end street too. And Philip said to me, "It's a cul-de-sac."
It's a bit depressing, is it? The
And
dead
he
end
abused
street.
me, and he said it, but I won't abuse you.
likes
I'll just say to
abusing
you, he loves abusing me, and I don't mind copy a bit of abuse, I've got to say, but no, it's a cul-de-sac, Leon.
Yeah. And look, very pleasing to get that one away. It was online for
Yeah.
quite a number of months with another agent. They couldn't quite get the deal done. We were lucky enough to have a go this year and put it away before the auction. Again, maybe a sign of where the market's just turning, where some of those deals that weren't quite happening are now happening the other way. So
Well,
pleasing to get that one away.
I'd say it's only due to the agent, but you could debate.
A
It's a
mixture.
combination of the two.
A mixture.
Shall we talk about some of the properties that are coming up?
Absolutely. Let's do it, Gary.
Imagine living in a street called the Highway, which is a side street, not a highway at all.
It's not a
Quite
highway at
interesting.
all. It's
No.
actually one of the nicest, quietest parts of
There you
Bentleigh.
go.
And
The highway. I live on the highway. Quiet street. There you go. Go on, talk about it.
The best house on the highway happens to be number 33, and we're very lucky that we get to be selling it. We're also, not only are we selling this home, but we're also selling it for one of Melbourne's leading builders. This was his own home. He bought a big corner allotment. It had 3 frontages all the way back to the next street in Seaview, on a corner of Balmoral. And he felt so good about the position, he wanted to buy it, subdivide it, put a unit to face the other street for his brother to live in. He lived in it and completely rebuilt this heritage protected home. And it's amazing. Look, some people kind of don't understand real estate as well as we do. And they walk through and they say, "Is this brand new?" And I say, "No, it was built in the 1940s." And they cannot understand how that's actually possible. But he kept the facade and virtually rebuilt the whole home about 5-6 years ago, and then again just freshened up for the sale. But this gets you into the McKinnon Secondary School zone, Gary, which we know has completely its own currency, and one of the highest quality homes you'll ever see. Like, people who build homes to sell don't put in things like hydronic heating. They don't recess things the same way. They don't put electric blinds. There's just things that you don't feel everyone gives you a value for or a return.
Let's face it, this isn't being built for sale.
Yeah,
It's being
and
built for them to live in, and when there's an option to go left on the cheaper side or right to go upmarket, exclusive, stylish, they've taken the right option every time.
Absolutely, and a number of buyers already read through this home, which has been popular, have told me that they can feel the quality the second they walk through the door.
You can feel the quality. Gladwin Avenue we've gone to the highway, to the side street. Now we've got a Gladwin in Gladwin Avenue.
And
Tell
you
us
would
about that.
win if you bought this property, because it also will get you and your family into the McKinnon Secondary School zone. It's a rear of 2 single level unit that has a double lock-up garage. So again, when I look at certain tick points or must and to-dos for a person to buy, a lot of people are looking for that single level. A lot of people love the bonus of a double lock-up garage, and this property is in excellent condition and started last weekend and was popular like I expected it would be.
The sun always shines in Cairns, doesn't it? Not just the city of Cairns, but the street of Cairns. We're talking about Cairns Crescent in Bentleigh.
It might even be Cairns Grove, Gary.
Oh,
but
it could be. Yes, it could well be Cairns Grove, because my eyes aren't what they used to be. That's a GR and not a CR. Tell us about
30
it.
Cairns Grove, 650 square metres with a brick, very comfortable home that has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. But Cairns Grove and the streets immediately either side of that are all mostly heritage protected. So this does have a heritage protection on it, which does give someone the opportunity that loves that period facade to further improve this home. And again, was very popular on the weekend because it's very entry level for a full block of land.
Now, I've said it before on the show that you can blink not go to a place for a while, and all of a sudden you go back and you just feel like you're in a different street.
Yeah.
And Patterson Road is one of those such streets, because
Absolutely.
Patterson Road was the sleepiest hollow. There was a little milk bar and maybe a newsagent years ago, or just nothing much happening. Now it is a buzzing, fantastic street. There's chairs and tables outside. There's fabulous cafes, and we're lucky enough to have a home for sale there.
Yeah, number 224 that Lior Bar is running with. And again, it's also already started and already had some really good positive feedback from the buyers, but really entry level into the market for something that's not an apartment or has an owner's corporation. So this is really popular around that $1 million mark, high nines, early ones, and looking forward to that going to auction in a few weeks' time.
And let's finish off with St George's Avenue, because that's a great street, great spot. There's some beautiful homes in that street, and we've got one of them at 8A.
Yeah, and it's not yet sold. We expected it was going to sell this weekend. A little bit of bad luck, couple people finding something just before and jumping on, and we feel as though there's a good chance that by the time we go to air here, this will have either an under offer or a sold sticker on the board. But again, a really good property, and if by any chance you see this and it's not online as sold or under offer, this is incredibly good buying, sort of around that $1,200,000 mark.
So jump on it quickly if it's not too late, because it may well be too late. Look, I think that's a bit of a wrap on all of our offerings and sales. It's been an exciting time. The market's feeling better. The numbers are up. There's some good offerings. Not a glut of listings. There's not a huge amount.
No.
It's sort of similar to last year, if not down a little bit. So a lot of vendors are still holding on for a little bit longer. They'll wait for that next interest rate drop in the hope that prices will be higher. Maybe they're right. But certainly there is some beautiful properties that we're lucky enough and blessed to have listed with our agency, with this guy, with our Bentleigh office and all of the hard-working team there. And we look forward to sharing you all of the Bentleigh news when we see you next quarter. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Leon Kusenfitter.
See you next time. Thanks for watching.